When I think about growing up in the bush, I think about not being allowed inside, spending hours and hours and hours outside on our ponies, or trying to catch my pony, playing with my siblings. We made lots of mud pies. Jack and I used to do a lot of that. That was one of our core play activities. I'm the third of 4 kids, and as little kids, Jack, Sally and I would spend every morning in the classroom, and Mum was our teacher because we did distance education by the radio. I think the main defining factor in our academic success, though, is that Mum was actually a great teacher. We were very lucky in that sense. She still had to cook all of our meals, clean the house, look after all the animals, the garden, and help Dad with stock and teach us school. We had workbooks that got sent out to us in the mail, and it was so exciting because if your teacher sent you a workbook and they had marked it up, then you'd send them back. Then they'd send them back to you with stickers and markups in them, and I kept every single sticker that my teachers ever gave me in a sticker book. And when I became a speech therapist, I actually started giving those stickers to my children as rewards. I had over 200 by the time I was finished, and I kept them all. I base Pop's homework program and our literacy program and a lot of the things that we do just off that model, because as a child, I could not wait to receive that mail from my teacher.
Oi! Oi, Jenkins!
The positives of living on the land are that you just have so many incredible things built into your lifestyle that city people have to pay for, like nature. The birds that we can just hear now. Wide open spaces, amazing sunsets. I also think that a child growing up on the land or remotely, there are huge benefits in just how much you learn. You have to go to work with your parents. I learnt by the time I went to boarding school when I was 10 that I just was more capable. You get into such a lovely unspoken rhythm with the people that you're working with, and if you weren't from the bush, you just wouldn't know how to do those little things. Those skills are quite invaluable to me. There are so many benefits to living on the land, but it wasn't always easy. I did watch my parents sacrifice a lot in order to give us the best opportunities that they could.
That dam there is about 25 or 30 feet deep, but in a year, the evaporation here is over 12 feet a year. So you'll lose 4 metres out of your dam. The sun will evaporate that out of the dam.
When the wool bust happened, we were living in between Bolan and Cunnamulla. Mum and Dad could no longer make a living on their property, on their sheep station. It was a devastating time for rural Australia. And so Mum and Dad had to make the decision to move 7 hours away. Dad had to work in a labouring job, and Mum had to go back to work as a nurse just to support our family, to get back on our feet. Mum and Dad are pretty resilient. They worked their way back, so Dad was away a lot. So we missed him as kids. I used to love it when he was coming home. Especially loved rainy days, because they're the only days when Dad would ever be inside with us. After we left Gundawindi, there was no real therapy available to Jack. It just was not feasible. They couldn't afford to take the time out of our weeks, our schedule, everything to drive the distance that it took to get him to therapy. I have always felt that it's just not fair that kids in the bush don't have the same opportunities. No family should ever have to choose between where they live and the healthcare that they need. Those years really shaped me into wanting to become a speech pathologist and be able to make a difference in my local community. I already understood what it was like to live remotely and to grow up with a brother with a disability, and I really wanted to help families like mine and to break down any barrier between living remotely and accessing really great healthcare. That's why I built POP, for families like my own and for any family out there that is isolated from the exact service that they need.